we can overcome much because we have the Spirit of Christ. So that was my idea, but they really connected with the thought that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I started with a Toby Keith song, "I Ain't As Good As I Once Was." Yeah, so I quoted some of that. I left out the part where he says, "I'm hell on wheels," and I also left out the part where he set up a menage a trois with two twins. I left that part out as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I skipped those and went straight to the bar fight because I figured that
bar fight is a lot easier pill to swallow than menage a trois.
Yeah,
totally
I don't
agree.
think
That's
that
a good call.
Yeah,
that also tells you how well you know your congregation.
I can get away with them. I can get away with talking about a country song bar fight verse, but I cannot get away with talking about country song menage a trois verse.
You know what? I'm so proud of you.
Incestuous menage a trois, by the way.
Welcome to your two favorite facially blessed individuals. That's right, folks. It's the two bearded preachers. We are here, and we are here for your entertainment. That's right. We will aim to misbehave this wonderful evening.
Not too much. Let's not misbehave too much.
All right.
Let's try to keep it under control.
All right, let's keep it like PG-13 misbehave.
Right. Well, here's the thing. You don't want to get. You want. Just like in grappling, you want to be aggressive,
but not too aggressive.
But don't want to be too aggressive. Yeah. You don't want to gas too fast.
Yeah. Like you do. Yeah.
I'm working on it. At what point did you realize that you shifted from being a young man to a middle-aged man?
Oh, that's a great question. I'll tell you.
Middle-aged man.
Well, here's the deal. It hit me when I was 30, actually.
Because you plan on dying when you're 60?
No. I realized I was getting older, and I wasn't, that young, in shape. Because my 20s, man, I was in good shape, and then something happened where
you turned 30.
I turned 30, and then the doctor's like, "Listen, you're really fat."
That was it? So in my 20s, I was in really good shape, and then I turned 30, my doctor said, "You're fat."
Yeah, I didn't think... the thing was, when I would look at myself in the mirror, I would
like, okay, this is news to me.
Yeah, I was like... Because when the doctor goes, "Listen, you're too fat," and I was like, "Really? No, you're fat." And he's like, no, actually, you're fat. And I'm like,
you're fat.
No. And it was confusing because when I would look at myself in the mirror, I'd go, "Man, looking good." But then when the doctor said I was fat, I went, and then he's like,
"It's true."
He goes, "Listen, you're fat, and you got high cholesterol and high blood pressure. You really got to lose some weight, fat guy." And I was like, "Really?" And I went home, and I looked in the mirror, and I go, "Ah, crap, he's right. I am a fat guy." Because up until that point, I didn't think I was fat. I was like, I look in the mirror, I'm like, "You looking good today, Justin. Woo!"
Yeah.
And the next thing you know,
so what you're saying is that a person will not realize that they're fat until the doctor tells them that they're fat?
Or somebody says something, or your pants don't fit the right way anymore either. I guess I was just squeezing into it like a sausage, and I think I was just squeezing into it too much. But then I started, after the doctor, that was just for me, Martin. That's when I realized I was getting older. And I was like, "Oh, crap, I'm fat." So then I got in really good shape. And then Toby came along, and I wasn't in that, and I slacked. And then I took over the lead pastor position, and then I was running like crazy. And then I didn't get fat again. I didn't get to where I was. Because I was at 260 pounds, Martin. 260.
Is that a lot for you?
That's a lot. That's a lot for me. And so, and then I was, for the last couple of years, I've been in that between 230 and 240 range, and now I'm down to 220. But it's just, I was like, dang, I am fat. I'm a fat guy. And I didn't realize it until someone said, man, you're a fat guy. And so I try to tell people, listen, you might be a fat guy. It's all right. Yeah, because they might not even know. They might not even know.
Just ask yourself, are you fat?
Yeah.
Well, that's when you realized you were middle-aged?
Yeah.
When the doctor said that you need to lose weight and put you on cholesterol medication.
But I don't know if I was middle-aged at that point, but I realized,
medication.
I don't know if I was middle-aged at that point, but I realized that I was closing in on that. When you go to and then you start having to go. I go to the doctor every 6 months for checkups.
Oh, see, that's where you're making your mistakes, bro. Stop doing that. Don't go to the doctor.
Dude,
the only thing he's telling you is you're sick and you're gonna die and you aren't gonna make it.
You want to know the reason why I really go to the doctor every 6 months?
Because you keep eating Tide Pods.
Because I keep eating Tide Pods.
You're trying to regain that youth. You're like, I know the kids are doing this. I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah, because my dad didn't go to the doctor for 20 years.
Yeah.
And had he gone to the doctor,
he would have been all right.
Every 6 months, he'd have been all right. And I was like, man,
you're not doing that.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to rob myself. I'm not going to rob my family. I'm not going to rob my church. I'm not going to rob God of
me. Don't rob me.
I'm not going to do that. And so,
don't rob me, Justin.
So yeah, I'm not going to rob you, Martin. I don't want to rob you. I don't want to rob the people I love, my best friend. I don't want to do that. And so I do go to the doctor, and he tells me I'm too fat. Although he didn't say that last time. He says, "Hey, looking good." I said, "That's right, man." So,
did he give you authorization to take off your shirt in public?
No, not yet.
You're good. Well, here's your pass to take off your shirt in public.
I'm
under these circumstances.
I'm hovering right now between 221 and 219. I'm right in that range there where I'm like.
You're in a 3-pound hover.
Yeah, well, water weight.
That's pretty tight hover.
Water weight, between 3 to 5 pounds. I'm not, so I'm
I'm on a 5-pound swing.
Yeah, 5 pounds is usually water weight, but I'm sticking in between that, and I'm pretty even on that 221, 222 for the last week or so. But it's doctor's I want you to get to 218. I was like, gosh, I don't know how that's gonna happen, but okay, we'll see. So
you gotta do that keto thing.
Dude, I'm working out. I only work out 2 days a week, but those 2 days are freaking hardcore.
I work out.
I do, man.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
When did you realize you were middle-aged, Martin?
I realized I was middle-aged when I hit 35.
You're planning on dying at 70?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I think 70 is probably the earliest time I'm going to die naturally. That's assuming I don't get hit by a bus or murdered. Which is more likely to happen? Probably getting hit by a bus.
Are you sure?
I'm a little absent-minded.
You wouldn't put murder closer up there?
I mean, maybe if the murderer was driving a bus.
You can't put it.
Then the chances were better.
What about a serial bus murderer?
That's a possibility. No, I don't feel like I'm the type of person that gets murdered.
Why not?
Well, I generally peaceful.
Listen, that's what all murder victims say to themselves. Okay, I just want you to know that. So all murder victims say. He was such a nice
guy. Yeah. He always said it's unlikely that he'll get murdered.
Do you know that pretty much every serial killer out there,
preys on the nice?
Yeah, there's really no. It's just hey, that guy's got a face. He wants to kill him.
Listening to serial murderer podcasts again?
Yeah, I'm really. I got a little worried too. I just got done listening to Dr. Death. Oh my gosh, that guy was a doctor for like 30 years and killed over 200 of his patients.
That's just bad business.
Well, yeah, but everybody loved him. Everybody loved him.
But those 200 people didn't love him.
Yeah, well, they didn't.
But the rest of them, they thought.
But here's the deal: it's over 200, and they suspect 45 more too. But here's the deal: like this guy, and like that kind of scared me. I was like, oh crap, is my doctor? Because I had a couple weird side effects with some of his meds my doc got me on, and I had to change different things around. I don't want to talk about that. All right, so I'm all like, I don't want to talk about it. I just before you ask me what side effects, I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to know. So, anyways, but
don't want to know.
So he was all like, I'm listening to this thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this guy took the Hippocratic Oath. Because they all talked about the Hippocratic Oath and how important it was to every doctor. This guy took it, and he's all like, I don't give a crap. I'm going to kill everybody. And he was like...
kill them all.
He's like giving them like lethal doses of morphine and everything, and they'll just... But the only good thing... Happy. The only good thing, though, I'm just going to say it this way. And this brought me hope because I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't fit in this demographic here, so Dr. Death never would have come for me. But, like... elderly sick women is what his MO was. He would kill the elderly sick women because, right, his mom...
People expected them to die?
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe that.
Away with it?
But it was because his mom, like, was suffering from cancer, and the doctor at the time helped to ease her pain with morphine, and he saw his mom peacefully go. And so people suspect he did this in order to, as like something he was helping all these elderly women, like he was helping like that one doctor helped his mom. But then he started going elderly as in 45-year-olds. You're like, okay, now this guy's a weirdo. So, this guy just went from like 45, no. So, nah.
But yeah, I'm definitely middle-aged. And here's the funny thing, is that up here, I have many people talk to me. I guess that preachers in this area are generally older, because I have a lot of people talking to me about me being a young minister, and I just look at them and I'm like, I'm middle-aged. How old do you think I'm going to be? That's like, I'm not young. Somebody in their 20s is young. Right? I'm almost 40, which means I'm in the middle. Now, I don't think that I'm in my prime yet as far as preaching goes. I think my prime years for preaching is my 50s and my 60s. That's where I think I'm going to be in my prime, because I'll have worked out theologically most of what I think, and become rooted deeper than I currently am, which I think would make the preaching better. I would hope.
Oh, you would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, it might not. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can learn some more jokes, right? Yeah, I can get all the EDM set up, and that'll help my preaching to get better. That's true. I need to get one of those. I need to get a soundboard app, so that way periodically during the sermon I can make those all too dramatic sound effects take place.
Wah wah wah. That one.
Right. Well, you know how some churches have the preacher chords behind them, like somebody on the organ, and the preacher says something good, then all of a sudden, wah!
Yeah.
They got the effect.
It's always like on televangelists do that. No,
that's legit. That's what happens. That's real deal.
I've never seen serious. That unless it was a televangelist.
No,
that was like Steve Martin in that one movie.
The movie's Leap of Faith, and it's a work of art. So.
It is a work of art, but still, he was a crook.
But, well, I feel like he repented at the end, and we all learned a lot from it. But at the ultimate end of the preacher chords is the same thing as having good set design and having good lighting. It's to more effectively communicate. So if I can more effectively communicate with Susan, hitting those preacher chords behind a good point, I think we should do it. I think we should get this on lockdown.
You know what, actually? I had something like that happen on Sunday.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was, but it wasn't during my sermon. It was during the announcements, and I was up there, and I was given like my closing thing that I do before I dismiss everybody, and I was like, hey, and don't forget about this, and then don't forget about, and as I'm talking, all of a sudden I hear on the guitar, and I was like, it's like loud. I look back, and Dana looks at me, and goes, I'm sorry. It's like, and I look back, and I'm like, you got anything else you want to say? That's what I said. He goes, no, I'm okay. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, can I go on? He goes, yeah, go on. I'm like, okay, all right. And so I keep talking.
Did you do it again?
I keep talking and everything, and I'm closing in. I'm trying to finish up, and all of a sudden I hear, and I look back, and it was Mike. It was freaking Mike Orchestra. He's like, my bad. I'm sorry, my bad. And I was like, gotta be kidding me. So.
Awesome.
But yeah.
I think that is the perfect time for you guys to have a what is that stupid drum that was popular when we were in college but has fallen by the wayside in favor of the cajon now? A djembe. That's the perfect time for a djembe solo. Just
No,
Yes.
I want to ban the djembe too.
You're gonna ban the djembe?
Yeah.
No more djembe. What
Yeah.
about a didgeridoo?
No, we're getting rid of that. No way. There ain't no didgeridoo coming in. No, that's banned too.
Man, you're banning all the awesome things.
Or that and the tambourine too. I banned the tambourine is officially banned.
Tambourines are pretty rough, man.
The tambourine is banned in my church. If I see a tambourine come into our church now, you know what I do? I take that tambourine and I snatch it out of their hand and I throw it outside. I
you
said,
should run it
not
over with a
allowed.
truck.
It's
Run it over with a
not
truck.
allowed. I throw it
Smash
out.
it. You know, a tambourine can be great. You've seen Postmodern Jukebox, the tambourine player in the background who shows up periodically, who's just dancing and tambourining like a champ. I mean, it can be very effective.
Yeah, but if
gotta
you're
have the right
not that
person.
one person, it's
You gotta be that
horrible.
guy.
It's the worst. It's literally the worst. And so,
I've never owned a tambourine.
then you
so-
shouldn't. You shouldn't. I'm just gonna say that right now. You shouldn't. It's okay.
No?
Yeah. All right. So you got triangle choke tonight. You got caught in a triangle.
I got a little triangle.
Like you said it was ugly. What was so ugly about it?
Well, what was ugly is that it wasn't like a super clean triangle because it wasn't like, you know how all the form is supposed to be, how it's supposed to be beautiful and it's supposed to be just an artistic thing. It wasn't like that.
Okay.
It was more like me flopping around like a fish as this guy's, got me all up in his junk.
Little known
that's-
fact about the triangle. There's nothing beautiful about a triangle choke.
I mean, there is when you're doing it to somebody else.
Yeah,
you
but
are
when it's
receiving
happening
it,
to you,
it's not beautiful.
So your
No.
face. So let me just.
You're just like, I don't know what's going on here.
Your face is literally in this guy's crotch, and
understand.
you can't breathe.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the experience that you want to have. But that's the experience that I had. Well, listen, we've been discussing this. This gentleman that I've been fighting, he's been in judo since he was a little kid. He's 19 or 20 now. He's
Yeah.
6'3". He's 205.
It's a big dude.
He doesn't have any fat on his body. He's just muscle. And he's perfectly proportioned, right?
Oh gosh.
So he's not too much leg, he's not too much torso, he's like perfectly proportioned.
Is
the
he
guy's
good looking
like-
too?
Yeah.
Oh crap.
I mean,
That's horrible.
he's not like stunning, but he's definitely,
The
girls
ladies
are gonna-
like him.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And he's just generally a little charming. I mean, he's got a
Charming personality.
yeah.
Oh son of a gun! I swear.
This is
I hate this
the
guy
kind
right
of-
now.
Right. This is the kind of guy that, even though I like him, because he's also a gentleman.
Yeah.
I mean, all the way around. This guy's like the total package. He's going to make some young woman so happy. It's fantastic.
On account of his personality, his good looks, and his chiseled body.
Yeah, and his perfect proportions. That's the other part.
All right. I don't know if I want to know anything more about his proportions.
Well, all of this means that, and his training in judo, which is extensive.
Yeah.
Guy's been training judo longer than anybody else in the club, including the sensei. Including the sensei. So, yeah, he's pretty good. So he got me in a little triangle, and I was kind of like, all right, I can't do anything with this guy. I couldn't do anything with him. I was trying to do something.
His legs are too big.
I was just trying to keep from tapping for as long as possible. I was just trying to keep from him getting my arms locked up.
No.
I was trying to keep him from choking me.
Now, can I ask you? Because I remember when you first started doing judo, you were mainly just doing throws and stuff like that, and now you're transitioning more into the jiu-jitsu aspect of it, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've been doing some ground game the whole time, but today Trent was there, and Trent is a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So he's a purple belt, so he knows what he's doing. He's a brown belt in judo.
Okay.
So this guy knows how to fight, and he was teaching us.
Yeah.
Right, that's what he was teaching us, some ground game stuff. And after he taught his lesson and we rehearsed it and everything, he said, "All right, now we're gonna fight." And he gives us the whole safety rule. He's like, "These are your partners, not your opponents right now. We're doing this to learn. So when you start to get arm barred, tap. When you start to get choked, tap. Just keep fighting and don't get yourself hurt." And I'm like, okay. Now because I've started training and then had to take my break for my injury.
Yeah.
I'm just started back. I mean, I started back 2 weeks ago, right? So I'm just back into it. And this is the first time that we did any rolling. We're rolling on the ground.
Yeah.
Right, starting on the knees.
Oh, you started on the knees? Okay.
Started on the knees, so we weren't throwing just yet, and just easing into it. Now, when we get going, and by the way, I lost any endurance that I had over that. I gassed so fast.
Yeah.
And it was just ridiculous. I'm just like, and we had hardly started. I couldn't even do.
You're like 10 minutes in, and you're like,
I gassed quick. And I was like, wait a second. All right, let's go. But it was pretty embarrassing all the way around, between me gassing so fast and getting triangled ugly and getting armbarred twice by this kid.
Okay, now here's a question. Now this is a really important question.
Yeah.
All right. Which arm did he armbar?
Well, one time he didn't even lock in the armbar on my left arm.
But
he was going
right?
for it. That's my hurt arm, and I tapped quick because he was dragging the back of my hand across the mat, and my arm was straight, and I knew where I was going, and I was like, nope. I was like, stop it.
Well, here's
we're gonna cut that out.
I was gonna say, because
the other one was my right arm, and he had that legit. That one was I fought off.
Well, I was gonna say he probably, he knew what he was doing. And so he probably went kind of easy on that arm.
Oh yeah, he was. He was. He knew what was going on.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. But
because he's a gentleman.
Yeah, you know what that means though. Like he could have had his way with you the entire time. Like
he did. This is not a joke.
No,
that man was all over me.
Yeah, he could have had his way with you the entire time, and he probably could have done a lot more. But he was probably feeling bad, especially.
I'm sure he was.
The question: did you throw up at all tonight?
No, I didn't.
Good job.
But I could have. Good. And that's really, I think, the sweet spot of where I want to be. I want to get to the point where I can throw up, but I keep it down, because that means I fought hard, but I didn't, like I wasn't sissing out, right? I don't want to siss out, but I also don't want to vomit on the mat, because That's a part of it.
How many rounds did you roll with him, or with any? How many rounds did you roll all night?
I rolled 3 rounds, each of them 4 minutes.
Okay, all right.
So I mean, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
That's all right. And that's after I did a bunch of standing stuff with Tayatoshi. That's her body drop throw. So I got thrown a lot tonight, which is one of the things that I'm doing on purpose. I'm deliberately trying to put myself in the Yuki position, which is the guy getting thrown that other people are practicing with. I'm doing that on purpose so that I can get back used to getting thrown and landing correctly, and getting used to getting bounced around a little bit, easing back in.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to randori without having been thrown a while on my arm. And when you're doing the throws just in practice, you're going a little lighter, you're going a little easier because you're trying to get the form correct.
Now,
right?
For those listening, you said a word randori.
Yeah.
All right, you want to explain that?
Oh, randori is where you are. Randori is where you're. It's essentially a fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you're following all the rules.
Yeah.
You're following the rules of a judo match, but it's randori because it's training.
And that's all you're doing, pretty much.
And it's a little lighter.
Yeah, it's lighter, but it's all you're doing. You're going and you're going and you're going like,
yeah, and just keep going. And it was. I really liked it. I'm glad that we're back doing it. I'm glad that there's some other students there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Logan, my 19 or 20-year-old friend who works at the Dairy Queen and does excellent at that too, by the way.
Is this the guy that kicked your butt and put your face in his crotch?
That's right, this guy.
Okay,
yeah.
Logan. Okay.
Just as
it's
delightful.
Really nice to put a name with
Logan.
A name
with a face,
with
a crotch that my face was in. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's nice to put a name with a story. That's where I was going.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. After he savagely beat me over and over again, while taking it easy on me and barely breathing heavy, so frustrating.
It is frustrating.
Then I fought the 2 newer guys, and both these guys are younger than me too. Both of these guys are in their 20s. Both of them are in the Army. One's active duty, one's in the reserves, and both have done like Army combatives kind of stuff, but haven't done, a ton of martial arts training. Those guys, I was all over them, and that made me feel good.
Yeah.
Those guys were in their 20s, and this was after I fought Logan. Of course, they're brand new, so when I fought the guy who was like super new, and we were starting on our knees, I didn't initiate anything. I let him do all the starting, and then I just followed through and put him on the ground and put pressure on him. I rear naked choked this guy. I armbarred this guy. And none of it super hard or super heavy or anything. It was just one of those things where if we go in this direction, I'm going to do this to you. If we go in that direction, I'm going to do that to you. And I was just letting him push. And while we were doing it, I was even saying to him things like...
Bad idea?
Well...
Don't do that. Don't do this.
I don't know it. I don't know the stuff that well because I haven't been doing this that long. But I was telling him, look, man, I'm just going to react to what you're doing and try and get you into Keisakatami, which is the standard judo pin. Right? Because I'm trying to prepare myself for a judo match. There's going to be a tournament in September that I'm going to go to, and I want to go and fight some adults that are about on my same level, and I want to crush it. Like, I want to defeat these people that I don't know. I want to throw them on the ground and
savagely beat them.
And savagely beat them, right. I don't necessarily want to get these guys in triangles, but I'm willing to do it.
If you do it.
If it's necessary.
And if you get
just do it
you're okay.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Do it pretty.
Pretty is overrated, so.
Yeah. But I felt good because I wasn't overwhelmed with these guys, even though both of them are in better shape than me, and both of them are younger than me and should have been able to defeat me handily. And I could tell that at least one of the guys was frustrated that he wasn't getting anywhere with me.
And one of the things I always say to him is like, stop. And I say this to Jonas. I said, stop trying so hard. Start thinking more. Like, jiu-jitsu is a thinking man's sport. Like, you can try all you want to, but the thing is, to get somebody off of you, it doesn't necessarily take power. It takes finesse. And it takes the right positioning and the right hold at the right time. And you always have to be thinking like ahead a step. Because every time I'm going for an arm bar, if they roll up and they like, because here's the deal, I expect by anybody that knows anything, if I throw an arm bar and they know anything, they're gonna stack me up immediately. All right. If they stack me up, I automatically go, I'm going to a triangle, and I will cinch in a triangle like that. And I didn't train for 6 months jiu-jitsu. And I had trained it so much in my mind that as soon as I got back on the mat, someone did that. I went for an arm bar, and they didn't, they stacked me up. I went straight to a triangle, and I had it, Yeah. And so it's all that right there. It's all the mind stuff more than anything. And I always tell them, I said, you need to think and stop just trying to flail around and everything. Conserve your energy.
Flailing doesn't work.
Flailing does not work. Explode. Give some explosion, but think about it before where you're going, how you're doing it, where your foot, like trap their foot, pull an arm down, get leverage. It's all about that. It's that's what I love about it so much. That's what I love about just fighting in general, is that people think it's about anger and strength. Dude, here's the deal.
Anger gets you beat.
Anger gets you beat up bad because you do stupid. When you do stupid, man, listen. I'll tell you what, you can swing as hard as you want on me, but I jab you one time. I throw a jab right in your nose. I've already got the heads up on you, all right? Because immediately your eyes are going to water. I might have just broken your nose. I don't have to hit you that hard to break something, okay?
It's just distraction.
That's it. I hit you one time there. You get maybe even madder, and you keep coming at me, and Dude, I hit you with an uppercut, I hit you with a hook, I hit you on the side of the temple. I don't even have to hit you hard. But I hit you because I'm calm, cool, and collective. Not to mention I've been punched in the face a lot, so I'm not going to freak out about that. And that's another thing. Like, that's what's happening to you right now.
Face.
Like, you getting, like, armbarred and you getting choked out, all that stuff is great because you know how it feels and you know what you can handle and what you can't handle. And so if you were ever in a situation later on, man, you're not gonna panic, Oh,
not at all.
I had a freaking 19-year-old judo like master like tearing me up, and this guy is some dude off the street trying to mess with me. Man, I'm all right. I got
not
this.
Not worried about it.
Yeah, you're not worried about that guy at all. And so like that's what I always say is that hey, and I even tell all the guys too. I said, what's better than punching somebody in the face when you're training? It's getting punched in the face. It's getting submitted. All that stuff actually helps you better later on down the road because you're gonna be able to know what it feels like. You'll know you'll know
see it coming.
You'll see it coming. You'll see all this stuff, and I'm just like, dude, it's so much more valuable than you guys even realize. So, but I digress. How would you like to participate in the Two Bearded Preachers podcast? Well, let me tell you how you can do that. One, you can go ahead and send us an email at twobeardedpreachers@gmail.com, or you can go ahead and give us a call at 951-47-BEARD. That's 951-472-3273. Leave a message, and if you do that, we'll actually play your voice, your message on the podcast. And don't forget to go ahead and give us a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform. That will really help the show grow, and we would appreciate it greatly. Thanks so much. See you next week.
tell you when I guess.
Okay.
I can tell you.
I
I
will
can tell you
feel
it'll be
bad.
about the 50-minute mark. I'll be honest with you.
15 minutes.
No, 50. Yeah.
Of actual rolling?
No. This is all stand up, all things like that. Cardio, stand
Okay.
up, boxing,
Okay.
kicking.
All right.
So
Man, that's all you, buddy. If you want to do striking, that is all
I don't
you,
get to
sir.
strike anybody anymore,
Oh.
but I am going to tell you that I can last.
Why did you?
50. I
hurt
can
somebody?
last 50 minutes now, stand up without getting winded.
Man, that's serious, dude.
But then
That's serious.
But then I did, when I do Friday nights, I do a 2:00 class, and then I do a 5:30 class of grappling, and then I do randori.
Man.
And the last time I did it, I did throw up. Okay, when I
Okay.
got home,
Good.
I threw up when I got home. Don't throw up there. If
Never throw up on the mat.
not on the mat, I always have a space outside. I go throw up. It's my spot. No one else can throw up there.
Awesome. No one else throws up here. This is my spot.
I do that as I'm throwing up. I go, this is my spot. That's what I do.
All the other mixed martial arts kids
They're one-
are out there throwing up with you, and
Yeah.
you're pushing them out.
They're
of the way.
wanting to
That's my
throw
spot.
up. They're like trying to throw up next to me. I'm like, what are you doing? What, you like want to pee next to me next? No. And I throw up more, and I'm like, get the
There
crap
should be
away.
some space.
Nobody look at
There should
me.
be some space.
Stop looking. That's what I say.